Hi, this is Johnny Bergen with another Chicago Blues guitar lesson. This time we're talking about someone who's near and dear to my heart. I still miss him a lot, and I know a lot of you guys out there miss him too. Abraham Smothers, better known as Little Smokey Smothers. I did a lesson a while back about his brother, Big Smokey. Little Smokey really had a fabulous style, and I'm going to do a little bit of the way he did 43rd Street Blues on this great record called Bossman on the Black Magic label. It's in D, and he has this cool thing that he does. Kind of like that. Let's try it again. So, in fact, I'll do it over a loop. Let's go around one time. That's cool. Wow, lots to talk about there, huh? So many little trademarks. I mean, this is maybe the kind of sticks out the most, but just about every little Smokeyism, he really developed his style to perfection. And as far as where he was coming from, big Albert King, he played a lot of Albert King stuff like "Why Are You So Mean to Me" and "Your Love Is Like a Faucet, You Could Turn It Off and On," and "Going to California." He did a lot of those songs. You could tell he just wore out those bobbin records. And definitely here's some Bobby King, who is another subject of mine. And definitely check him out, "The Chaser" by Bobby King. Total essential listening. Anyway, so if you're in D, 7th, he's always playing these 7th chords. He does these cool things with the chords I'm going to talk about. But let's say you're starting on the 5, and it has a raised 5. So that's just cool already. So he's walking sort of down a 7th chord. 5, 8, 5, B string. And then second finger on the 3rd note of the chord. And then on the D string, the root and the 7th. It already catches your ear. And then he goes back up. Or you could have a choice there. You could use the 6th fret or the 7th fret. Yeah, here we go. And now let's go up a half step. And now we're going to resolve to the 1. Now he's in D. So when he hits that D note here in the 15th fret, that's when you... So I'll do that again, real slow. So again, think about it like an A7th like this. 5th fret E string, 8th fret B string, 5th fret B string, 6th fret G string, and then the A note on the D string with 7th fret, and then 5th fret. So you're dead in the middle of your 7th chord. And then he answers that like, oh yeah, you know. So first you had this seventh, and then you had this as a seventh too, right? 8th fret B string. It's a G over an A chord. That makes it a seventh. If you climb all the way up from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's 7 notes up. So and this is, and then, because it's like T-Bone Walker where you have these raised 5 chords. And that would be the kind of cool chords he plays. He plays chords like that. The 5th and 6th fret. And then I reach out with my 3rd finger to the 7th fret. It's like the middle of all this. That is so cool. Oh man. So this is a D7th. The 4 would be, you walk up to it. Little Earl Hooker influence too. He's just interesting. He has a bit of Kenny Burrell here and there with, well, I'm not going to get into that yet. He has some Kenny Burrell, Little Milton, and a touch of some Earl Hooker. I know he talked about playing with Earl Hooker, and he's like, he didn't want to play with him because one reason or another, but he always ended up going with him. And, you know, because he was kind of seduced by the music. He had a lot of great stories. He was just a wonderful guy. So getting off the subject here. So raise 5. Now on the 1. He does stuff like that. He never just went straight down. He always went sort of like a ladder, like a zigzag down. Like, maybe that's where some of that is kind of Little Milton-y, maybe. And then he climbed all the way back up. And he also had this way of, well, let me explain that first. This is 10, 11, 12, 13. I know I'm going super fast here. If you get one thing from this lesson, that's the way he played in Sweet Home, in Sweet Little Angel too. Like if it were in C, because... And when he finally hits the 1, he always gives a nice, cool vibrato to that. He does that there, but I went back to C because he always did that in C. But let's say we go back to D. Sorry about that. You can tell I got some little buzz on my E string. I got to get this guitar set up again. Anyway, let's try a real slow bend, because he had this way of being almost behind the bend. I think he even called it that to me once. He never went, you know, he had like this elegant control to what he did. So, you know, even that is sort of that ladder thing. He didn't go, that's okay, but this is a little more angular. And then whenever he does something high, he usually answers it in another position. Again, he ends with a 7th, right? This is 10. Hear that slow bend? And then he'll go to this other spot, the BB spot, right? So he's working out of 3 areas, right? Yeah! I'm throwing in his chords. I'm really in like 8 positions at once here. This would be the way he would walk into the 4 chord, like on the tribute to Earl Hooker, which is another cool one. So, boy, I hope I'm not going too fast, but you could just do a loop, play your pretty chords, you know? was yeah. So that's one groove that he would play. I really like that. He had so many great songs. That song, Second Time Around, is a really good one. But let's get into a shuffle. In fact, I really like that one, Days Are Dark. So I'm going to set up a loop with that here. His style was so beautiful, it went over like an R&B groove. It went over a lump. It went over a shuffle like Hello Baby, I Ain't Got Long to Stay, which is of that Lee Shot Williams 45. It went over everything, man. So it fits over that too. It fits over all kinds of grooves. So try to remember these like descending ladder things. I'll just... And then he likes to climb back up. When he goes down, he always goes back up. When he goes up, he goes down. I mean, he answers himself in this naturally contrasting conversational way that always sort of renews itself. Yeah, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a shameless plug right now. I did a song on my latest CD that's just so close to Little Smokey's style. It's called Never Tried to Get Ahead. And anyway, I hope you'll check it out. It has that same thing in there. But it didn't do that. It went... He was just interesting, man. His style was so cool. He really sounds like he's telling a story. Like, sit down, kids, and listen to my story. So I did that like him. And then way back when I did Now's the Time, about back in 2009 or so, I did a version of Little Red Rooster, which was totally Little Smokey style. And I guess I'll leave you with one of his endings that he always did. He'd go, let's go to C. So if you did it like that, let's try it. Well, it's been fun to talk about Little Smokey and remember him. If you have some memories of him, please share them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And thanks for your support. Tune in next week. I'm doing a lesson every Monday, as most of you know. And see you out on the road. Join me on Patreon and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.